Welcome back to some more Chaddy Ranks Games. Chaddy Ranks Games now. We're going to be ranking all the Kingdom Hearts games because we finally completed every single one of them. Not the damn mobile games or whatever games are out there before that too. I don't know. But we're going to rank all the games I've played. So, you see all the games we have out in front of us. We got Kingdom Hearts 1, Rechain, 2, 358, Birth by Sleep, Recoded, Dream Drop, Fragmentary, 3, Remind, and Melody of Memories. Yes, there's no Melody of Memories. CTG, I did play it yesterday. I beat it yesterday, but I didn't have much to say about it, you know? All right, so start with the tier list. Here we go. We have Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 1, I believe, is just the best of the franchise. The first iteration, but also the best of the franchise. Yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts 1 is most definitely the best in the franchise. I think this is probably Sora's peakest development. You know, there's other games like Dream Drop where Sora is that high, have those levels of high development. But I just believe that the amount of stuff that goes into this game where you don't know what's going on, all this stuff is rushing at you at this point. Sora as a character, he loses his home, his friends, and all that, and then now all of a sudden he has this blade that he has to freaking go on a mission to get rid of the light or get rid of the darkness. I mean, sorry. And I just think it just, yes, at the beginning it is pretty rough. People say the combat is rough. I don't believe that. I don't think the combat is that rough. You know what I'm saying? But I think that this game is something that is special in a way where like, what really hit me and what really like latched me onto this game and why I think it's like the best one in the franchise is because like this game, like it's a tight center store where you get to see a bit of what's going on with Riku and with Maleficent and all those villains, but also you get to see moments of Sora actually have some character development in a way where he like has like doubt if he thinks that he can really do what he can do and needing like people to be his strength. Like it shows the foundation of like your friends are your power, like truly like being able to believe in himself and having people to believe in him. Also even Donald and Goofy, no, not Goofy because Goofy's whatever, but Donald having a character moment with Sora as well, like them in Deep Jungle butting heads together because they can't freaking work together and knowing who's like really the leader in all of it. And even like after that, with having the other, like, I think 4 worlds, like Neverland and Monstro and all those worlds. But the best world in Kingdom Hearts is clearly Hollow Bastion from Kingdom Hearts 1. There's no way, in my mind, there's no other world that's better than that because the amount of stuff that happens in Hollow Bastion is so impactful. The moments that happens when Riku takes the Keyblade from Sora and Sora's in that doubt. He had something that he thought that was supposed to be his and he's supposed to do what he's supposed to do. But then no, and instead of him giving up, he keeps on fighting and you can't do no damage at all to the enemies. But like Sora keeps on going and then to get to the moment where Donald and Goofy go back to his side and him like realizing that his power is not really with the blade, but with his friends. And even the best moment by far, there's another moment too, where like freaking Sora stabs himself with his Keyblade. And I know it's probably like the most talked about moment from Kingdom Hearts, but he stabs himself with a Keyblade. And I think that's freaking by far literally like a moment that's special. And another moment that's special is him fighting Ansem, of course, but probably my favorite moment is when Sora was gonna fight the second phase of Ansem, or no, the ship form of Ansem whenever he is actually by himself, and then Donald and Goofy aren't there, and he's sinking down to the depths into the darkness, and it was up to Riku to say like, don't give up, like you won't give up here. And then Sora comes up being so calm, cool, collected as ever, man. It just, God, man, and they stick the landing too, and I just think like it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't, in my opinion. It does not. Sensational game. Amazing. A tier. Sensational. So, since I did say that is the best game, there's no S tier. I'm sorry. That's the point. Rechain. I love Rechain's story. The combat is not as bad as what people say it is. I think some people like even myself to a point where freaking I'm struggling with the combat at the start, but then once you actually like get fluid with it and get freaking used to it, it actually ain't that bad, to be honest. The things that I don't really like about it, to be honest, is like some of the levels. Like the levels are basically just whatever generated by like whatever cards you use. I'm not too big of a fan of that, and mostly just yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But I do think the story that's going on is really interesting. The amount of characters and villains and all sort of like lead up they're building to Kingdom Hearts 2, I think is incredible. I think it's just something where it's unfortunate that some people skip this game. Some people don't even know there was a game. Even I didn't even know that it was a game until I actually like looked up all the Kingdom Hearts games, and I didn't even know it was even a game. But sensational. I do think it is though C tier. I think it is. I had like a 6.5, like all right, almost too good, but I'll say because that and Reverse and Rebirth being as good together is something special. Reverse and Rebirth with Riku literally making me freaking feel some type of way because like Riku's trying to be better, he's striving to be better, and you can call me a simp all you want. I love to see characters strive to be better, knowing that Riku has those sort of like he's so haunted and scared of what the darkness would do to him and what actions he would do if the darkness takes hold of him, and him by the end of it like realizing that the darkness is a part of him and will always be a part of him. Oh my god, man, it does something to the soul every single time just to think about it, and it's special, to be honest. It truly is. Kingdom Hearts 2, probably the most beloved game ever, probably most beloved, definitely the most loved Kingdom Hearts game. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is a good game, C tier. I think it is above Rechain, of course. If I can get that. Can I get that? Okay, no. Above Rechain, of course, but I think Kingdom Hearts 2 has a really freaking compelling, impactful like intro, like probably like to think like one of the best like intros to a game I think I played in some time, playing as Roxas, straight up having this new character, realizing by the end of it that he's just living in a false reality and he's a part of somebody else, a part of Sora, and having that. But unfortunately with this game, I just think it just has the whole Disney stuff, and I know Disney owns it, but I just think like it's so boring to the point where you get the lead up with Rechain with these organization members, and in Rechain they killed all of them, you know, that was in those, but you have the lead up to be like we have a whole new threat now, a whole villain group who are all interesting because the people from Rechain, even I guess Larcene in a way, have a bit of personality to them. But I just think that they just get underutilized in Kingdom Hearts 2 to a way it seems like a slap in the face. Where the peakest, by far, the peakest freaking Disney World and also organization member usage, in my opinion, is with Zaldin in the Beast Castle. I will 100% believe that Zaldin, like realizing at the time before I even played 358, realizing at the time that he can truly, like the organization members can manipulate people's emotions in a way to use it for their own benefit and seep down to that, be like how truly, like what lengths are these guys taking to fulfill their goal, you know? It's so interesting to me. But other than that, I just think nothing else happens to the organization. It sucks that they just become reduced to like a boss rush. And even with the middle point with Hollow Bastion, with Sora and them having to fight hundreds of Heartless, and even Sora going down to his knees, freaking begging to see Kairi. I just think they just don't really harp on that like more. I kind of wish they did that more because, in my opinion, if for a character that's so like joyful and happy as Sora to reach those levels of desperation for his friends and all that, I just believe that they should have just went with it more. But though at the end, fighting with Riku and then also meeting up back with Riku is a sensational moment. Him being Ansem because he freaking used the darkness because he couldn't do nothing else, sensational. I think it is a good game, but it's not a game as what some people, in my opinion, as what how some people have it. But again, that's different people's experiences. They love it for other reasons. I like it for others, but that's the case. 358 over 2 days. They say 358 days over 2. You know, as some people say it. I think this is an A-tier game, easily. By far a game when I was so low on Kingdom Hearts, where I was like kind of disappointed in Kingdom Hearts 2, for this game to come up where we get to have that context of what Roxas was going through in his organization life, having Shion and also Axel being your friends, and realizing that nobody's can have hearts, they can't have feelings as what a human can. And it is so good to see like some of these characters knowing why they are or how they are, to be honest, with Zaldin, with going to the Beast Castle, him being a freaking freak about knowing like he can even manipulate the beast in a way, knowing Demyx only like in recon missions because he doesn't like fighting. Dance, water, dance. Dance, water. I'm not funny. But also having that in a way that is so impactful with the final moments with Axel, Zion, and also freaking like Roxas, like that final moment where it's from like Neverland to whenever Roxas, like the truth happens, is such a freaking impactful, sensational moment. Having freaking Roxas want to know the truth about himself, and him leaving the home that the only place that he knows that is his home, and him going out there wanting to know what's really about him, and going to such lengths to have to fight his best friend who was taken, being controlled by Rox, or by what am I about to say? The organization is something. I think okay. So A is a 9. I give 358 an 8.5. So I'm gonna put it to B tier, but it's on the cuffs of A tier, to be honest. Give it that A. Still an 8.5. Give it that A. I just think that it's something. If you can 100% play it for yourself, please play it, because it's such a game that makes me think that you should play it before 2, to be honest. And I don't understand why some people say not to. Some person said like it spoils like what happens to Riku. Sure, but it doesn't spoil where Riku's at the time. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe it does. But it gives that context for me to actually give a shit for Axel and Roxas, where like you have moments in Kingdom Hearts 2 where again at the end they just like have to freaking go and put out there because like they didn't do much in the middle of the game. I think it's a necessity. I believe you should play 358 before 2, only based off of that, because to be honest, going back to Kingdom Hearts 2, I didn't really give a shit about what happened to Axel and all those memories he has with Roxas, because there wasn't nothing for me to actually give a shit about. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. But sensational game, A tier. It's a game that like you have to play but if you can't, I don't blame you. You know, Birth by Sleep. I think Birth by Sleep is a good game. I think it is. On the PSP, I think it is better than Kingdom Hearts 2, though, in a way where actually Terra, like each 3 different protagonists, Terra being the best one by far, having moments where there's a big character story for him. Like even with the actual worlds, the Disney worlds have a big role in Terra, and knowing like some of the things that he forgets about what makes him, and caring about his friends, wanting to protect his friends. I just think that it's pretty nice, and also having a bunch of whole new worlds. You know, having freaking the worlds from Maleficent and Cinderella's world and all those worlds. I think they do it right. You know, I think they do it right. Sure, there's times with like Aqua and Ventus not being that good, to be honest, until like their final portion with their stories. But I do think it's a slightly better than Kingdom Hearts 2, to be honest. But still, it sets up damn the whole villain and all that, and I just think it's a freaking sensation, to be honest. 110%. Recoded. This is boo 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 boo. Recoded. I have one strictly for Recoded. Recoded sucks. It sucks, and it deserves its own. It deserves its own freaking thing by itself because it sucks. Damn, what happened to my thing? My bad. Hold up. God freaking dang it. I'm messing it up now, but that's okay. But Recoded sucks in my opinion. It's one of those games I straight up just wanted it to end, to be honest, because of how uninteresting it is, to be honest. I just am not a fan of how the game is the whole time with the game. It's basically feeling like a side story just to be a side story, and then somehow having to weave in these characters. Also bring back Maleficent and Pete. I forgot to say with Kingdom Hearts 2. Another reason why I don't like Kingdom Hearts 2 is that Maleficent and Pete, or mostly Pete, is the main villain for most of the damn game, you know, and I just fucking hate that. I 100% hate that Pete in Kingdom Hearts 2 is the main villain for most of the damn game. It fucking sucks in my opinion. But Recoded though feels like a side story just to be a side story. It's too long in a way where it feels like they have a payoff with, they had a moment where they can end it, but they still decide to go to do more with it. To be honest, sure, there's some moments where like you get to know like the hurting of the Kingdom Hearts, of the wielders of the Keyblade, and it having a big connection with Sora and him trying to have to save them all, like cure their hurting. But I think Recoded is a game that you honestly should skip if you want to, you know, because it just doesn't add that much. And even when I think about going into Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't think it does that much either way, you know? I think that is freaking 100% just it's boo 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 boo. Dream Drop. I was, after having like the low points with a bit with Birth by Sleep in a way, and also Recoded in a way, Dream Drop somehow made it onto the scene, being a fucking sensation. Literally, new gameplay, that's cool. All the gameplay from Kingdom Hearts is a sensation, but also new worlds where I just was so sick and tired of going through the same worlds every single time in these Kingdom Hearts games. Whole new worlds. Sure, some of them are ass, like Sorcerer's Stone and the Musketeers. I know they are, but it's such a good personal story for Riku and Sora. Riku having that moment where he truly is able to fight, or able to use the darkness for light, and truly 100% make it his own. Him being able to, him straight up being able to like basically become a Keyblade master in the whole, by the end of the game. Sensational for his character, but also Sora. I was not expecting Sora to have that big of a character moment in this game, with him fully knowing that his friends like him, his friends are his power, but also him realizing that I forgot, to be honest. I'm not saying I forgot, but I can't make it come towards. But either way though, Dream Drop Distance, I think I do have it at 8.5, but I have it a little lower than 358, and I think it sits well at the B tier. Yeah, the pacing at times with those two worlds in the middle with Sorcerer's Stone and freaking Musketeer sucks, but the final world, the world that never was, is literally like a freaking, possibly even up there with Hollow Bastion in my opinion, where it just does so many things right for Sora, for Riku, sets up the next game, making it all compelling and interesting. I just believe that it needs some more respect. I guess most people kind of aren't a fan of it in some ways because of like how you are limited time with when you can actually play each character. But I just think it's just a sensation, to be honest. 110%. Birth by Sleep, a fragmented passage. To be honest, D tier, D. I think that game is 2 hours long. Sure, there's a lot for Aqua's character, but it's so short, and some of the stuff you fight the same bosses. It feels like what people say is a tech demo, where like it's basically showing you the ropes of like how Kinematsu would play with some shit about Aqua to lead her up, but I just don't think it's kind of enough. I wish it was a bit longer, in my opinion, like possibly 5 hours long, just 5 or even 4 hours long. I beat it in less than 2 hours, but I just think that there's so much stuff that Aqua being in the darkness, and like me, I did not know that of like the secret ending from Birth by Sleep, how Aqua like put like sunk herself to the darkness to save Terra's body. I did not know that, but I wish we got a bit more context of that and a bit more understanding of like what Aqua was truly feeling. You see her fight versions of herself because like she is now in the darkness and she is like scared in a way because she's all alone. I kind of wish there was a bit more there. And you do just fight the same bosses pretty much. Like it's whatever, but I do like it is canon and it is sensational too. I like it a lot, but I think it is D tier. It's an okay game in my opinion. But another, this ain't even another, man. Kingdom Hearts 3 is next. Where's the F? I forgot to make an F tier. Let me go make an F tier real quick. In my opinion, F tier. Kingdom Hearts 3 by far. Kingdom Hearts 3 fucking sucks. I don't like this game at all. I think this game focused too much on Disney to a point where you freaking watch Elsa sing Let It Go. You know, it kind of does the whole franchise a disservice, in my opinion, because of how it doesn't really focus on the main task at hand, and also adds so many more plot points like Peter Maleficent looking for the Book of Prophecies, having Vexen's whole atonement phase be like sort of just rushed, in my opinion. And just overall, the organization members, sure, they have like a bit more screen time than in Kingdom Hearts 2, 110%. But I think they kind of just don't do nothing and do the same thing like in Dream Drop Distance. And also in Kingdom Hearts 2 in a way, saying that they just guide Sora the whole way. I just think it's just ass, and the final battle is just ass, not being so anticlimactic, having barely any lead up, and straight up feeling like that they just have to like now they remember to do everything like, okay, Aqua, Ventus, okay, Terra, oh god, the mobile game players, oh Sora, for some reason it's fucking for some reason freaking scared and having doubts and not believing in himself, even though like throughout the whole game you have freaking Sora saying that no matter what, like I know Sora saw his people die, but like Sora literally says to people from Big Hero 6 and Toy Story that no matter where your people are at, you're always connected via the heart. And it just felt so out of place for Sora to sink down to darkness, or not darkness, to feel those type of emotions. Roxas pulling up out of nowhere, making literal no sense. Zion pulling up with literal having no sense. It just sucks, in my opinion. It fucking sucks. I think it's just a bad game as a whole. It's a bad game where potentially it could be close to Recoded, you know, but at least I wanted to freaking get Recoded over with. But it's a bad game in a way that's disappointing. Not saying, I'm not going to be one of those fans that say it's nowhere near Kingdom Hearts 1 and nowhere near Kingdom Hearts 2. It has some goodness with also like the gameplay, but the gameplays in this whole franchise is not bad at all, to be honest. It's not. But as a story on the story end, it just sucks. It has all this stuff leading to it, referencing all the way back to Kingdom Hearts 1, references even back to the freaking backstory movie that I fell asleep to. And I just think it just fucking sucks, in my opinion. It's something that it's like, I feel like they probably just rushed it out because they had to, because they realized that like, fuck, the Kingdom Hearts fans will come for our ass, but like, sucks, in my opinion. Literally bad and disappointing. Remind. Played this recently. Remind B tier. Remind did everything that what I wished Kingdom Hearts 3 did, in having some sort of context, some sort of understanding lead up to the whole final fight, with having Zion known like how Zion even came to be again, and how she was just brainwashed into just fighting and having the connection to Sora. Freaking Sora going through every single person's memories, even going through freaking or hearts, and going into Aqua's and knowing that like you see the shadows versions of Aqua that she's scared of and why she froze up, being able to control different characters and having to be able to control Riku against what's Rebecca Riku, and having be able to control Aqua against Terra and having to control freaking even Roxas. Whenever Roxas pulls up, being able to control as Roxas is having a whole fight to himself, and him knowing that he wants to the memory and the foundation of what started his bond with Axel and Zion. It does everything that Kingdom Hearts 3 should have had, and for it to be in the DLC on its own is a great DLC. It's really good. Even having the moments of the big final battle, whenever every single character is like on wit's end, where like no matter what, we have to do this. Like we can't fail now, or we're all screwed. The world will go down to darkness. Even Mickey not giving up and like keep on going forward. It's so good. It's so impactful, and like I just wish it was honestly in the base game. To be honest, it makes sense why it was not. But B tier easily by far. Melody and Memories, I did beat this yesterday. I think Melody and Memories, it is a D tier game. It's an okay game. It's a rhythm game, but some of the stuff from this game, the rhythm stuff just seems pretty basic. It is my first ever rhythm game that I've played, but it's kind of just like, again, you're playing through some of the hits, and sure, I'd be vibing out and all that too with some of the music. It's so nice, but the memories there, like having like the actual cutscenes with the memories is all right. Me knowing a bit more with seeing like how Aqua went down to the darkness and the realm of darkness, and actually having that sort of context. But the audio sucks though. It sucks with those cutscenes. I don't know what was going on. It sucks with them. But then even it leading up to Kingdom Hearts 4 in a way with Quandranum and where Sora is located at is nice. But I just think other than that, I couldn't even make a CTG out of it because I didn't really have much to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's an all right game. I wonder, like, it being a sort of not spin-off, but being a game connecting to a JRPG and it just being a rhythm game kind of does it. Like, I wasn't expecting much for the rhythm stuff. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be like Goturu Man. Like, I've never played that, but that's whatever. But yeah, that is the final list right there. Let me zoom this out in a way. That is the final list. As you can see, what we got. This is what we got. Final list now. S tier, no games in the S tier. I'm sorry, I don't believe no games in the S tier. Because at some moments the pacings be off with the games, but also for it to be an S tier, you kind of need that sort of like compellingness throughout the game, in my opinion. But the best one in the franchise is by far Kingdom Hearts 1. Not by far, Kingdom Hearts 1 easily. The moments in this game is so impactful to me. I freaking think about those moments, like it's so freaking good, tight story, interesting, compelling, and all sort of fronts. So good. Second, 358 or 358 days over 2 days. 358 days over 2. But does Roxas' character justice? Does the organization justice from what happened with Kingdom Hearts 2? But sensational game, loved it, loved every second, making me be so interested in these new character, or as Zion as a character, and also Roxas and even Axel, like having that sort of just story focused and centered on their relationship and everything else that's happened before then or after then or whatever. Sensational. I believe easily the second best game in the franchise. If you can play it, please do it. 110%. Now we got B tier, Dream Drop Distance, amazing story, pacing sucks in the middle, Maleficent sucks and Peach sucked just by making an appearance, but sensational, literally a freaking sensation of a game. There's so much lead up, so much groundwork for Kingdom Hearts 3. Beautiful in my mind. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, literally I wish it was in Kingdom Hearts 3 base game. It does the base game, it makes the base game a bit more enjoyable and a bit more likable, I guess, in a way, because it's It's so what happens here is so good. It's so tight to being like 4 hours most. You know what I'm saying, and it just does the whole Kingdom Hearts 3. It makes the Kingdom Hearts 3 look better, but fuck Kingdom Hearts 3 at the end of the day. Birth by Sleep. I think Birth by Sleep, it having three protagonists, three separate stories, but somehow it's still being interwoven into one big bad story, or not bad, grand story is freaking sensational. But I think out of the trio, Terra's clearly the standout, but Aqua and Ventus are just the lesser thirds in my opinion. Their side of the story, them not being pretty one note in a way, kind of makes their story a bit uninteresting until the end, of course, until the end with the big battle against Xehanort. But yeah, easily a little bit better than Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2, it's one of the most beloved games ever, I feel like, but it's a game, in my opinion, that has terrible pacing problems. Having Pete be the main villain, basically for most of the damn game, that's a fucking tragedy, in my opinion. He literally ruins the game every single time he's on the screen. But having moments, not with Axel and Roxas towards the end of the game, but having moments leading up to Riku, the truth about Riku leading up to the Xemnas fight, all that is sensational. And the Roxas, the 3 hours that you play as Roxas at the beginning of the game, by far, I think, I don't know a better, I'm gonna have to really think about it. I don't know a better intro in my mind for a game. Like intro where they lay out the cover, the title screen afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Sensational. Then we have Rechain with Reverse and Rebirth. You know what I'm saying? I think Rechain is a freaking, you have to play it. I know some people are scared of the freaking card gameplay, but I just believe that it's just like I think it's like almost a good game if the worlds were a bit better, but I do think that the story here is probably by far more interesting and compelling than Kingdom Hearts 2 as a whole. 110%. I think with having Sora's story, the organization, and Riku's story, literally Riku's story is by far probably even better than Birth by Sleep's, to be honest, because it just does so much for his character, and making you be able to play as though that character makes it even more compelling, in my opinion. Easily C tier, but at the end of it, D tier, 0.2, Birth by Sleep, 0.2, A Fragmentary Passage, long ass title. I think it's okay. It being less than 2 hours, 2 hours most, kind of freaking does Aqua a bit of a disservice, but it does still do Aqua a bit of a service of her having a bit more character, her being a bit more interesting, and seeing how she actually, what's it's actually like in the realm of darkness, and the experience and emotions that she's feeling at that time. So compelling and interesting. I just wish it was a bit longer. Melody of Memory, it's an okay game. I think it's a game that it's whatever, to be honest. It's not a bad game in any way. It's the rhythm stuff ain't that bad, but I just think some of the stuff with the cutscenes just freaking has terrible audio. But leading up to Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts 4 ain't that bad. But I think it's an okay game, not really a game that is good in any way. F tier, Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a freaking disgrace to the whole franchise, easily. It sucks. The Disney stuff suck. The final battle sucks. So anticlimactic. The only good thing is the gameplay, but the gameplay in all Kingdom Hearts games are freaking just, they're at least good. They're at least good. And yeah, I don't even want to talk about it anymore because it sucks. And Recoded is on a whole different tier on its own because it sucks as a whole, because I wanted to rush the game because I still wanted to stop playing it so badly. You know what I'm saying? But I think it overstays its welcome in a way. The gameplay is nice. It having a bit more different mechanics with actually being turn-based with Chain of Olympus, it being a little on-rail shooter with Olympus and Wonderland, or Alice in Wonderland, and it being like a 2D platformer action game in a way, with having some of these boss fights. I think it's really good, but it overstays its welcome in my mind easily. In my opinion, it's just too much in that way. But yeah, that is my tier list. Roast me if you want to, burn me if you want to, but that's my opinion. But what would I rate the Kingdom Hearts franchise as a whole? I think the Kingdom Hearts franchise is a franchise that touched so many hearts because, no pun intended, touched so many people's hearts because it's one of those games that some people have a fond memory of playing for the first time with no help, no guide, them having that sort of attachment to Disney, especially at a young age, and having all these characters that have interesting moments about them. And I think you can't lose that. You know, that's something that's why how me as a newcomer not playing these games, I think kind of is an even greater conversation because I've never played Kingdom Hearts. Like, Kingdom Hearts was a thing before I was even born. Oh God, you got my age there. But I think that this franchise is a good franchise, has some amazing and great, but mostly being good and then bad, to be honest. But the amount of love and appreciate love and respect and camaraderie that this game has towards others and just the whole gaming industry medium as a whole is something that you don't see that a lot. I think it's a good franchise, not a great, to be honest, but that is me. As also the end of the Kingdom Hearts saga with Chaddy Talks Games, and it's something that I've never played a franchise back to back before at all, and I'm happy that it did. Yeah, it's something with. I understand why people love the game. I understand why people love the games, and it's just a sensation in my opinion in certain moments. But yeah, that's that. I'll be back playing whatever games you guys will see me play. Trust and believe. Go check out the other Chaddy Talks games if you want to. You know, see my full overall opinion and experience with those games. And I just think that it's a sensation. It truly is. But yeah, I got nothing else to say. I don't want to elongate it even more. But yeah, that being said, y'all made it this far in the video. Hope y'all enjoyed and stay safe.